Alrighty then. I'm streaming again. We got we're getting close to the end of the game. Because we're at Wiseman Tower, and then right after that is the Dark Tower, or whatever it's called. And I realized last time that I should have equipped Armadillomon with some stuff. Especially that. Since he doesn't have an armor yet, he should get some good abilities. That's probably pretty good. Alright. To Wise Man Tower. See, you're supposed to think before you get here that Wise Man Tower is the big black tower because you can see it from the other two maps. So this is supposed to be the Agumon from the first arena, but I don't know if that's Agumon's still in the first arena though, so don't know what that's all about. Oh right, this arena is all of the Digimon Adventure Digimon. I think. Going second. Still don't know whether first or second is better. Probably with this deck, second, maybe. Yo, what's up, Blue Dolphin? Good to see you again. Playing this game again, since getting pretty close to the end now. Or at least the end of the main story, if you can call it a story. I kind of had a... Last night I stayed up really late for no reason, and then I only slept 2 hours and woke up to not even an alarm or anything and felt perfectly fine, so I don't even know, like... My sleeping patterns are weird, and... Which you might be able to tell because the first... I was streaming in the middle of the night, and now I'm streaming in the middle of the day. Working on rigging eyes. In the... you were saying you were using Live 2D the other day. I assume that's the software you're talking about still. I'm gonna try and get my armor Digimon because that champion did not work out very well. Look at that, I got both of them. Oh yeah, you work third shift. I worked, it's been a couple of years, but I worked in a warehouse where I worked from 4 p.m. to 2 a.m., which isn't the, some people work like 8 p.m. to 6 a.m., which, yeah. When you start doing that, you start like, yeah, you have to sleep weird hours and been up since 10 and go to bed at 3. Yeah, that's, yeah, it's a life because when you work hours like that, you have to wake up to do, if you're the type, you have to wake up to do socializing on the weekends or whatever at normal hours, but when you go back to work, you have to go back to sleeping during the day, and so it just makes you feel all out of sync with real life. At least that's my experience. I mean, lots of people I think it works with, and I've always my issue has always been that I like to sleep. My issue is that I seem to operate on like a 26-hour clock. So my sleep naturally, if I let it, starts to move, and I have to do weird things like stay up for 30 hours to return to a normal schedule. But those are just my personal woes. But then some nights I'll sleep for 12 hours, and then some nights I'll sleep for 2. And sometimes I feel tired after one or the other, and sometimes I don't. And so it's very confusing. Anyway, what card do I want to use here? Oh no, I'm choosing an attack. What cards does he have? HP, X double. Okay. Okay, I haven't paid attention to what eat up HP does. Does it heal half or full damage that it deals? Full damage. Okay. Eat up HP is pretty good then. I mean, half is fine too, but full damage recovery is pretty great. People have been using that since like the first arena in this game, and I just have not been paying attention. Should probably turn off my fan, or at least turn it down, because it seems to be making the mic pick it up. The mic's picking up the fan. That should be a little bit better. I mean, you still have to deal with my horrible creaky chair, but... So I'm pretty sure this arena is at least 5 of the characters from Digimon Adventure. Anti-armor deck. Anti-air deck? Probably not anti-air, that wouldn't make any sense. Well, let's see how this deals against the anti-armor deck. Green has 20 cost evolutions, that's scary. Ah, okay. Maybe I shouldn't have played in armor here. Okay, and he doesn't even use the card. Maybe you'll use it in this next round. Okay, there it is. But I think he already discarded 3 of those, so I don't have to worry about that card again. Someone's doing lawn work outside. I hope that's not getting picked up on the mic. Guess it doesn't really matter, but it's a little annoying. Yeah, the Furrymon's pretty great. The circle to 0 is way better than the circle counter. You can hear the lawn work. Well, I can't really do anything about it, so sorry about that. Hopefully it'll stop soon. They'll go to a different place. Sounds really close, so they must be right outside my apartment. Alright, you don't think it's that bad. That's good. And it sounds like they went farther away again. I gotta say, this forcing the opponent to use circle and then reducing it to 0 or countering it is pretty awesome. I used to not like Kawagumon's design very much, but it's grown on me over the years. Yeah, you used to hate the design too. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know why I like it better than I used to. Maybe I just have gained an appreciation for beetles. Uh, but I don't know. It always felt kind of generic, and like Kabuterimon was just a better insect Digimon design. And I mean, I still think that, but I like Kawagamon more than I used to. Yeah, I do know about the Time Stranger demo, and I don't think I'm going to play it because I don't want to play the demo for however long it is and then have to wait a few weeks to play the actual game. I'd rather have, a continuous experience of playing the game. Yeah, I agree with you there. You've learned to appreciate a lot of the older Digimon designs that you used to hate, and I'm kind of the same way. Like, I used to not like Toyagumon, and now I find it funny and fun. So, yeah, it's sort of the same thing, and there's like a lot. Honestly, a lot of the insect Digimon I didn't like, so maybe that was just me not liking insects. Really, I mean, I was fine with insects in real life, but I don't know why I didn't like them as Digimon designs. Maybe it's just because I wanted things to seem a little less natural when it came to Digimon. But I like them more than I used to. Like Kunemon here, he's just a caterpillar, really. But I like him more than I used to. But like in the same vein as what I was saying about Kabuterimon versus Kawagamon, I think Wormon's a better executed caterpillar design. So I think that's another part of the issue is that some of these Digimon just have better versions of the same concept that also exist that I would rather use. Although, is Kabuterimon even supposed to be a beetle? I don't really know what kind of insect it's supposed to be. It's just... It's like the, it's like a platonic form of an insect. It just is. It is an insect. I think it is a beetle. Yeah, and then Mega Kabuterimon's definitely a beetle, so yeah, this is supposed to be some sort of beetle. And now that I'm looking at it again, it has the... It's like a rhinoceros beetle or something. Yeah, okay. It is derived from the rhinoceros beetle, so yeah. But speaking of Digimon that I have used to not like very much, I still am not the biggest fan of Gatsumon and its various different stage recolors. It's like it's not a bad design, but I would just prefer any other Digimon to Gatsumon. I don't know why that is, but I just find it boring. Some older Digimon games treated armor Digimon as ultimates, but hard to unlock. And sometimes they were treated like a DNA Digivolution. Yeah, uh, I'm not a fan of having armors be anything but armors, but they're hard to slot in to a video game design because the way that they're supposed to work. I mean, obviously you could just have them be champions and it's fine. I don't like armors digivolving out of champion to ultimate, but it's fine. But I like when they're their own stage, and this is pretty much the only Digimon game that managed is to do that okay. But yeah, I think Digimon World DS also was one that had them be ultimates. Um, and that was even weird because, like, some of those, I think even, maybe not Magnamon, but there were ones that were. There's one for Wormon that uses one of the golden Digi eggs called Kongomon or something, and it was an ultimate when it feels like anything that digivolves from those two golden Digi eggs should be Mega level. Of course, Digimon World DS was weird too because you can't. Not every Digimon can even has a line all the way to Mega. Like you'll just some of them will just stop at Ultimate, and you have to devolve and go a different route if you want to get to a Mega with that Digimon. You hated that too. I assume you're talking about not being able to get to Mega off of any given route. Yeah, it just seemed I don't know, like they. I mean, to an extent, those DS story games were kind of mediocre. Uh, they weren't terrible, but they definitely seemed a bit like they didn't have much thought put into them. Really, again, I don't know what's happening with my internet and why it only started happening so often in the past couple of days. Well, actually, they're doing construction on the road outside, so maybe they're touching the wires or something accidentally. I don't know. I don't even know if that would mess with it. I feel like that would either just permanently disconnect me or not do anything. But yeah, I like it when armors are their own thing, but it's hard. They sort of seem like they're a toy design, really, for for Digimon Adventure 02. They're just meant to be toys and not really meant to be. But they're such cool designs, so they have to slot them in somehow. And most of the media, whether it's VPETs or video games, anything that's not a straight line through is kind of hard to slot into the logic of the game. Hello, Metatron Prime. Digimon. Yes, it is. Digimon Digital Card Battle. One of my favorite games from when I was a kid. One of my favorite games now, honestly. Got a favorite Digimon, Metatron Prime? Because mine is Flame Dramon. That guy right there. Do I play the Digimon card game? No, I would like to. Maybe in a couple of months I'll get into playing it locals. I do have some of the cards, mostly starter decks that I played with some people once, and I like how it plays. It's a great game, but the only locals in this town is at a time I can't go at least until a few months from now. So once that happens, I'll see if I can start playing it in real life. For real. And not just have cards that I don't play with. Because it's a fun game. Not at all like this game, though. It's a completely different game. Oh yeah, the armor deck in the TCG. I did look at that. When I was looking at the TCG a few months ago, I did download that fan simulator and played one game on it, and I used some variation of that armor deck, and it's a lot of fun. And if I get into the TCG, I'll try to build that deck, and it would probably be my main deck because Vmon's armor digivolutions are my favorites. Magnamon, who is a big presence in that deck too, I think, but also Raidramon, and who I don't know if he gets played in the TCG at all. It probably depends on the day and what Raidramon cards exist. I think when I was building that deck, it played one copy of a Raydramon, who I think is called Lydramon now. I don't want to do this. Okay. But yeah, I like that I'm happy that a Vmon armor deck is one of the best in the current TCG, because that's my favorite Digimon. Well, and I think when I was actually looking at it a few months ago, it may have even been winning events, the armor deck. I don't remember too much because I was just I don't know the metagame very well, so I'm just kind of reading lists that I don't know how they actually work. Because I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel quite a bit. I don't really play any card games in person at the moment, but so I know how card games work, but I don't know the specifics of how cards interact when I'm looking at lists of a card game I don't play. Ooh, Craniumon. That's a cool one. Don't hear people say that one as their favorites very often, so pretty unique too. He's one of the Royal Knights, right? I can't. I can only remember like half of the Royal Knights at any given moment. But yeah, in general too, I like all of the Vmon evolutions that are, normally associated with Vmon. The Vidramon line and the X Vmon through Imperial Dramon line. It is a Royal Knight? Okay. It had a good effect in the early TCG. That's a fun way to get a favorite, is something that you really like from a game, and I think that's how most people get a favorite Digimon or anything, is because like Flame Dramon is mostly my favorite because of this game, and to a lesser extent the Digimon movie. You like defensive playstyles? Yeah. I when I play games, the OST playing in your head now that I said Digimon movie. Yeah, yeah. When I play games, I tend to favor offensive strategies. Deal a bunch of damage, destroy a bunch of things, whatever. offensive is in whatever game. Uh, Ludolfo, tell me what you think of this. It's been 1 week since I watched the Digimon movie. that's a that's another soundtrack reference. And that's not actually a joke. I think I did watch it like exactly a week ago. So Metatron Prime, do you have any do you like the Digimon? Did you get a Digimon through the card game, or did you like Digimon before the card game came out? Because my like I was just saying, my main associations with Digimon are this game, the Digimon movie, and Digimon Rumble Arena. Those were the three Digimon things I had as a kid. I didn't even watch the TV. I hadn't even watched the TV show. I just had the movie. But obviously, I've absorbed a lot more Digimon stuff since then. But those three things just permanently ingrained this franchise into my mind as something that will have a hold on me for the rest of my life. You've always liked Digimon? Nice. I used the wrong attack, I think. No, I'll use this card. I wonder if there is anybody who's gotten into Digimon through the card game. I'm sure there's some people, because some people are always looking for a new card game to play. First game was World 1. That's the OG way to get into it, watching the anime and playing World 1. I never played World 1 until I was an adult, and so it doesn't really gel with me very well. I kind of wish I had it as a kid. Some kids started buying Digimon because Pokemon kept getting out of stock. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Yeah, I bet the card game's the main way kids get into it now, because there's hardly anything else you can come across accidentally. Because I don't even know if they dubbed the most recent show or the one that's up